Welcome to Hard Rock Stadium, home of the Miami Hurricanes, a program that has been built on flash, excitement, swagger, even once a goal turnover chain. But the fundamentals of this program, substance. We'll have plenty of substance and swagger from the Canes today. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see, the number 3 team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on the 16th ranked team in the land, the Miami Hurricanes. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. On first down, here comes this offense. Quarterback checking off. They'll throw it on first down. And the Heat gets there, and they get it down at the 14-yard line. When you have the type of defensive lineman that Michigan has had over the years, you don't always have to send the house to get to the quarterback.
No, it's a beautiful thing when you're a defensive coordinator, when you got big, strong studs like this. Year after year, Michigan always has a stable full of them, of guys that are...
Fires and picked off. Touchdown, Michigan! The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the PAT makes it 7-0. They're lining up to kick it off after the pick 6, and that defense will come out feeling it. And he'll bring it back. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick 6, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick 6 and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
From the gun to give, looking for room. He'll be stopped just short of the 20 at the 19, give him 1. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player, you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
He makes the connection. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on fourth down?
That's a great job there by the defense here early in this game, getting a huge stop, and they've got an opportunity to make the opponent pay. Offense taking over now in great field possession. Let's see what they can do here from a play calling standpoint to try to put some points on the board.
SEC versus the Big Ten. They compete at everything. They try to outspend each other, and they certainly want to beat each other on the field.
So many national championships, so many Heisman Trophy winners shared between these two conferences, David. Everybody gets excited when the Big Ten takes on the SEC.
And these games matter so much. The fans get so amped up, so juiced up, to the point where we hear in the stands, what? SEC, SEC. They wouldn't say that if conference pride wasn't a real thing.
Caught near the sidelines. He'll pick up a few before going out of bounds. Well, they were counting on winning the one-on-one battle. They got the completion, but the yardage didn't work out.
Yeah, and a lot of times, man, that's what I do on short yardage situation. 3rd and short, make my guy fall forward for a couple yards, try to get the first down, but it was a good tackle, and the receiver got absolutely nowhere after the catch.
The Wolverines will move the sticks.
4th and inches, just trusting your offensive line. They're able to get just enough movement at the point of attack to keep this drive going.
They're going to ride this running back.
This is a hard defense to run to the outside against because of their speed. We saw in that last play their ability to go sideline to sideline, win at the point of attack as they shut down that sweep.
Yeah, and it's also hard when you get in the red because what do we do on defense? We bring in all the big bodies, so there's not a lot of space in there to run. I like getting the ball in the perimeter. You toss it out there, you're running back. He gets out there faster. Got a positive game. Still a couple plays here left, too.
Runs through the tackle. Able to pick up a couple before he's knocked down. They mark it at the 10.
Yeah, and you see in the red zone, all the bodies start to come inside. And a lot of times you try to find a way to get to the perimeter. This offense does a good job. They toss the football. Nice job by the defense. Now, forcing a 3rd down.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. And he was looking to the end zone, and they couldn't make the connection.
Well, on 3rd and short and field goal range, they dial up the pass play. Quarterback was trying to get through his progressions. There was just simply nobody open. Couldn't make an accurate enough throw. Ball falls incomplete. Now setting up a big decision here on 4th down.
That is no good. And the margin remains at 7 after the minute.
Well, everybody in the stadium thought that was an automatic 3. Not so fast. Bad miss by the kicker.
Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Found a little bit of running room, knocked down at the 24 after a pickup of 4. After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. He'll run it again. Picks up a useful 5-yard chunk out to the 30-yard line. The Hurricanes moving quickly to the line. On 3rd and short, they keep it on the ground here. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a 1st down at the 43.
And that is exactly why you stick to running the football. Haven't had a lot of success, but boom, you pop one, right? That's what you got to do. You cannot become one-dimensional and just throw the football every down. Love the offense, sticking to the run. Nice job getting the 1st down.
Picks up the 1st down. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. Just moving those chains the way Frank Gore did back in the day.
Frank Gore, Willis McGahee, Edgerrin James, so many elite backs in Miami history. Finding that guy that you can give the ball to that's reliable, important part of the Canes tradition.
This offensive line better figure out a plan for this D tackle. He is tough to block with one guy. You might want to start double teaming him. He's going to be a problem moving forward. You saw all of his ability on that last play.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Softened him up with a run. Now to throw. He's right on target. And with that stop, we are headed toward the end of the 1st quarter.
0.
Now facing a third down as they line up after the break. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. Using his feet. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down.
Man, the evolution of the quarterback position. Basically, you should call them running backs who throw the ball really well.
And guys, you know the other thing that happens here is that sets up the next play because you've sort of left the defensive line gassed trying to run down the quarterback.
Oh, you got to be in shape, chasing them around all day on design runs, on scrambles, and you know it's just and the +1 advantage you get by having that guy. It's so hard to defend.
Going to work on second down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. On 3rd down, going up top. Using the quick game. Touchdown, Miami! Made the grab and finished the deal in the end zone. A methodical drive, soul-crushing, spirit-breaking, and it ends in a touchdown.
And listen, I know everybody wants the big plays, the big, long touchdowns and all that stuff, but putting a drive together like that is very difficult to do time and time again, and it's demoralizing for the defense. Great drive by the offense.
Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. You want to talk about taking the wind out of your sails. Drive the ball down the field and miss the field goal, David.
You know what? Don't leave it up to kickers. Execute better offensively. I think you move the ball nice. You got to keep that in mind. But Palmer, I think you got to stay aggressive and don't settle for field goals.
Yeah, because you got to know there's just no margin for error right now. You just have got to be able to execute it.
They'll try the run. And you can forget running in the middle against this defense.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. Back to throw, it's O'Neal. Unloads to the right. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. And the Wolverines will line up to punt it away. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. For a productive play on 1st down. He wants to throw. He's got his man. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a 1st down.
And that was a nice throw by the QB. When you see that drag route coming across the field, how about putting the ball right on his numbers? Not high, not low, where he has to stop his momentum. Right on the numbers where he can catch it, keep running, and chew up some yards after the catch.
And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
Oh, man, there's some big hitting going on in the trenches right now. This defense, they take a lot of pride in stopping the run. Let's keep our eye on them throughout the course of the game and see if they can contain this running attack.
loose. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
Busting big runs like this is a total team effort. Obviously, the back has to find the hole, but you got to have everybody around them doing their job to make it a good play call.
And everybody around them doesn't just mean the offensive line. The receivers getting their blocks downfield is a big deal, too.
It's a huge deal. We always talk about them catching passes, but blocking is so important for their responsibilities.
Caught behind the line. It's Yoder. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes, too. He is a versatile back.
Short completion last play. Let's see if they throw it again. On second down, he's looking downfield. Setting up the screen. Headed to the end zone. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Cade.
A big question mark for this offense coming into the year, guys. Who could score touchdowns? Who are going to be their biggest playmakers on offense? This guy scored in the first game. He's off to a great start in this one with that touchdown. This guy looks like the real deal.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. UCLA is currently ahead in this one, but unlike the days of Terry Donahue, this has not been a blowout today inside the Rose Bowl. They're up by 10 over Stanford. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business. Gentlemen?
Trying to get behind the defense. The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. They'll try again on second down after the incompletion. Looking to pass. It's O'Neal. Quickly complete. Still running at the 40. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Fires to the big fella. They'll stop him at the 41, but he's got 10 yards, and they'll move the chains. The Wolverines will hustle to the line. The corners are walked up tight. The give on the inside. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running. Second down coming. He's looking to throw. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming.
Looked like the offense had a chance for a big play there, but the running back just could not reel that ball in.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Quickly to the tight end. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a first down.
Well, that play was designed for that down and distance, right? You saw how he barely got enough to pick up the first. Really nice job by the play caller there, understanding the situation of what play to dial up.
And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Offense about to reel off its 7th play of the drive. Running back goes in motion. On second down, wants to throw it. This time it's complete. He'll be brought down at the 3-yard line. An explosive play in the passing game has him on the doorstep. The defense calls the timeout. Their second of the day as they try to get their act together. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he'll be stopped for no gain, still sitting at the 3-yard line. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. And the D deny them on second and goal. Tries again to get it in. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
And this is the area of the field where you need a really good back. You can depend on, you can give him the football. He's going to hit a little crease and just lower his shoulder, be physical, be powerful. You saw last week you got a rushing touchdown. Look for this offense to continue to feed him and maybe get him another one today.
So loud it's rattling your fillings on third and goal. The backfield, he'll lose a couple.
Man, it has been a long drive offensively. I just feel like you got to pay this off and be aggressive. You're down close. Punch it in for a touchdown here, Bob.
Yeah, and inside the 3-yard line, I think I might try to finish this off with a touchdown. I ate up a ton of clock, wore these guys out. Now they'd have to go the length of the field if I missed.
A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. And as the first half draws near to a close, here comes the field goal unit. And this will be a short one from about 21 yards out. It's good. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. And the Canes will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Tight game as we start the third quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. Like, I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the second half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
You see all this movement in football now. All the stint of the defensive line. They're sliding right before the snap, creating confusion for the offensive line. Then they're moving back and stunting. Really good job by the defense. Continue to move, continue to stunt, continue to get in the backfield and make this life hard on this running back.
Off the bootleg and rolling out. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. Takes it the other way. Touchdown, Hurricane. What a great play by the defense and paying it off with the interception return.
And doing a great job in coverage. Obviously, you got to play run first as a linebacker always. That's your first thought process. But then reading the QB's eyes, breaking on the football, catching it. And then from there, it was easy. Just take it right to the house.
And he did get that extra point through the slippery surface, no problem. They're about to kick it away, and the defense probably can't wait to get back out there after the pick six. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this off.
He's off to the races. He's inside the 40, running inside the 20, and he'll take it in. They couldn't get him on the ground. Touchdown, Wolverines. There's a reason they call this dude a big playmaker. Moments just like that one.
Big-time playmaker. Can make plays all over the field from all different spots. That's why you got to find ways to give him touches as much as possible because he'll make it happen.
Scanning the field, it's O'Neal. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. How about the way they attacked the last time they had the ball, mixing run and pass and winding up in the end zone, Jesse?
That's why recruiting is so important. They've got weapons at every skill position on the field. Any of these guys is dangerous if they touch the football. Let's see what they do on this drive, David.
And so, Palmer, I got to take away something. I can't let them have everything and have success. I got to be aggressive against the run or play for the pass. I can't give them everything.
Touch pass on the jet sweep. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to...
He's got it down the right side. Tackle is made after the first down.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws, just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Hard running there. He just never got started going forward. A huge loss of 8 on the play.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
Gets it out quickly. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
That play was designed to go to the running back. They were hoping they were going to get man coverage, and one-on-one, that back is going to win that matchup every single time.
Looking for a physical attack from the gun. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
You know, the runner just has to have a little bit more patience. He bounced that thing outside a little too early, and as a result, lost yards.
The offense failed to convert on 4th down earlier, but that didn't change their thinking here. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Zings it complete to the right. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that 4th down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
Using his legs, it's Gilliam. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Tune in to the Ocho. 8th play of the drive coming up. They'll immediately call timeout.
Timeout, Miami.
Now on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep.
Well, that's just a great play by the defender and great timing. It was the hit that forced that incompletion.
They couldn't connect on 2nd down. Now staring at a 3rd and 9. From the gun, wants to pass. Moving away from pressure. Couldn't find anybody open, just threw it away, and that's a smart move. You want to avoid the turnover, especially in the red zone. It'll be 4th down. And it looks as if they're going to try a field goal. The holder will spot it about 35 yards out. Field goal is good. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Well, he's Listen, it's happening in college football. We've got eyes on it. Check this out. Kansas State is up big right now in what's shaping up to be a blowout they'll remember in Manhattan for some time. They're up by 20 over Mississippi State. We are the eyes and ears of the college football fan, and we've got you covered all day here in studio, guys.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Looking to throw, it's O'Neal. Pocket starts to collapse. Tackled there by the defense. And the Wolverines are in the hurry-up.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
And I love the angle route, whether it's man or zone. If you throw it with timing and you wait for it to develop, most of the time it's going to come open. Great job by the quarterback seeing it, hitting the running back.
Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore.
Miami 24, Michigan 16.
Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. He's looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Finds the man by himself. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down. The Wolverines are on the move.
You know, if you're going to complete some of these deep crossing patterns, the offensive line has got to be able to hold up because you know that receiver, it's going to take him time to get where he needs to be. So everybody up front really has to do a nice job of creating a clean pocket for the QB to throw from. Really good execution.
On second down, they'll take to the air. Throws to the wideout. A strike downfield. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
You know, sometimes when you're throwing against zone coverage, you need time for the routes to develop. So nice job by the quarterback there, being patient, allowing his receivers to work themselves open.
And the Wolverines with the 1st and 10. They're going to run it. Gets it inside the 25, down to the 22-yard line with the pickup of 4.
Small game, I know, but again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass, make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
Looking to throw, it's O'Neal. Not in lockstep there with the receiver. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. Here's the snap, looking to throw. It's complete. Got some room, headed to the goal line. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. A run up the middle is stopped for no gain. The Wolverines headed quickly to the line. They'll go with a direct snap. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on 2nd down, this little 3rd to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
Finds his big tight end. And they get him, and they'll lose yardage on that completion. Well, it's obvious a field goal doesn't help them, and not much choice here but to go ahead and try to cash it in.
And I agree, Reese. I think you have to be aggressive here. You don't have a lot of opportunities left. We're in the 4th quarter. You're trailing. It's time to go make a play. Even if you miss it, they got to go the length of the field and still be set up with good field position.
Trailing and getting deep in the game, they'll go for it here on 4th and goal. From the gun. Into the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Michigan.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
Here comes the kickoff as we are all tied up in the fourth quarter. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Jesse, they had to kick a field goal the last time they had it.
Yeah, and oftentimes early in games, you're just trying to find your rhythm. Some things work, some don't on that first drive, David. Be interesting to see what happens here in the second drive.
Yeah, you got a feel for the defense now. You understand what they're trying to do, what their game plan is. Now you get to go into phase 2 of your game plan.
Offense gets set for second down. He's looking to throw. Forced out of the pocket. And this is going to be intercepted. A big play in a tie game. Looking for more room. And he's going to take it all the way back. Touchdown, Wolverines. They'll try to add another to their lead. The extra point is good, and now in the fourth, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick six. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Had to throw it before he wanted. Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be second down.
Really nice job by the defense. They know the quarterback was outside the pocket. They were still able to get a hat on him just as he was trying to make that throw and force the incompletion.
Quarterback changing the plays at the line. On second down, looking to throw. Starting to feel a little pressure. Trying to buy a little time, and he cannot, but he does get it back closer to the line of scrimmage.
This offense is going to have to come up with a plan to block this guy. He is an absolute monster, and he showed you all his tools on that sack.
You make up the game plan, and not a lot on the play sheet for this. Third and long from inside their own 20. From the gun, wants to pass. Throwing right. And this is going to be incomplete on third.
After that incompletion, fourth and long now on your own side of the field, you're trailing in the fourth quarter. What's your go-to play call here in the passing game? Where is the matchup that you trust in to come up with a big one to give yourself a chance?
Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. The give as they work on that clock. Plows ahead for a pickup of 4 down to the 14. We have arrived at the 2-minute warning, a one-possession game as this offense tries to hold on. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Trying to beat him to the corner on the right. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And not a surprise by this offense, right? This is a game management type situation. I want to run the football. I want to run the clock. The clock is my friend with the lead. Late in the fourth quarter, inside of a minute, I'm going to keep this ground game going and make you have to look at that clock continue to tick.
They'll try the counter. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Man, defense is about getting off the football. When that defensive line can be disruptive, get in the backfield right away and mess up those pullers actions on those counter plays, it can be really advantageous for the defense. Great job on the defense being hyperactive.
Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. That thing would have hit a string in the middle of the uprights. Perfect. And now the lead is even bigger. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. North Carolina ran roughshod over the competition today en route to a double-digit victory. And they looked clean doing it. And I don't just mean in those Carolina blue unis. This team is a buttoned-up group. 60 minutes of football and a convincing outcome, and certainly a game with implications far beyond just the standings, fellas.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are, you're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now if you're the play caller, and certainly if you're the quarterback, that you're going to have time to throw.
Getting some heat. This time he's got his man. At the 40, there he goes. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. This offense has a 2nd down play. He's looking to throw. And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. A strong, methodical, workmanlike effort from this team. No frills, just get the job done and get the win.
I love when you describe my teams like that. Just consistent, methodical, strong. I don't have to do things special every single week. All I'm supposed to do is get the W, and that's what they did.
And this is why practice is so important, guys. You can tell that this team was locked in way back earlier in the week. They watched the film. They got good looks in practice. They knew what to anticipate. They knew what looks they were going to see. And when those looks presented themselves, boy, oh boy, did they ever take advantage.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.